What's up, everyone? Jason Turley here, and we are back on Reddit, the second worst social media app, only followed by X or Twitter, if you still call it that. And it's the end of the year, it's the end of 2023. I figured we would just go on r/hacking, which is a more popular subreddit than what I thought. If we scroll down here, we see the blurb. It's a subreddit dedicated to hacking and hackers, so just like me and you. Constructive collaboration and learning about exploits, industry standards, gray and white hat hacking, new hardware and software hacking technologies, sharing ideas and suggestions for small businesses and personal security. And it was created all the way back in April of 2008. But I had no idea it had over 2.7 million followers, Redditors. I didn't know I had this many members subscribed to this subreddit. I thought hacking and cybersecurity in general was a bit more niche on the down low, but it seems like a very vibrant and popping community. So I figured, hey, why not come on here and check out some of the more, I guess, controversial posts that people have made. You know, first time reaction, see what's going on, see what people in these subreddits ask. Is there anything cringy? Is there anything kind of weird? In Discord and Twitter, I know I get a lot of, hey, can you hack this Facebook account? I promise it's mine. So I'm curious if anything like that just gets posted here, or is it automatically banned? I know you guys are used to my technical walkthroughs, but this is just going to be a more laid back and chill kind of video. And I noticed here at the top, they have this bright banner, this bright gradient. The community has a recap now. 2023 is over. And for some reason, there's some bananas. I don't know what bananas symbolize or if they're important to Reddit lore and Reddit history. But we're going to click on this recap and we're just going to see what some of the top posts are. And then we're going to additionally look at some of the more controversial posts that they have in this subreddit. So Reddit recap, again with the bananas. I don't really know what that means. Okay. 3 million people visited this year. Wonder how they're doing. And you get these like emojis of the mascot. Okay. 1 million votes were cast, and posts like this went straight to the top. Can we click on this? My university got hacked. Hello, we would like to inform all students, lecturers, administrators, and staff that we have successfully hacked Manchester, UK network on this date. We stole 7 terabytes of data, including confidential personal information from students. So this is like a ransom note. The administration is fully aware of the situation and had been in discussion with us for over a week. They, however, value money above the privacy and security of their students. They do not care about you or all your personal information and research. And then it lists all the people responsible, the professors and their first and their last name. This is our last warning. So they're getting pretty heated. It's basically a threat. As of today evening, we will start to disclose data to all students, parents, and employees. After that, we will sell the data to the highest bidder. Okay, so it's almost like a hostage note. Very similar, you see this in like ransomware notes, ransomware campaigns, where the attacker will encrypt the data and then usually leave some type of message, some type of like threat. If you don't give us X amount of Bitcoin by this date, we're going to sell all your data on the dark web. Maybe you give them the money and they sell it anyway. But in this case, it doesn't look like it's a ransomware. They just stole the data and they're like, hey, we're going to sell this. I don't know if they provided any proof that they actually exfiltrated 7 terabytes of data. And then they end it with have a nice day. We can check out some of these comments. At least he was nice and polite and said, have a nice day. Here we go. This should be promising. These were the top 3 posts. Do you think this sums up your community? Hold my beer while I hack, in quotes. So let's click on that, see what's going on. Oh, it's a meme. Leave it to Reddit for the top posts to be just a meme. Multi-million corporation cybersecurity spending. User with local admin rights opens email attachment. Yeah. You see memes like this a lot. You see stuff of like kind of attacking the user, attacking the, you know, the local people who are working at the company. Oh, well, we have all this like security measures, all these security mechanisms in place, but they were thwarted by someone being phished, essentially opening up a malicious file or a file with a link to a no good website that installs some type of virus or ransomware. The story is old as time, unfortunately. However, email clients like Outlook and Gmail, they are getting better at preventing ransomware, preventing these malicious files, malicious attachments. I know at least Outlook or any Microsoft product, for example, anytime you upload a password protected zip file, Microsoft will automatically run their own word list against it and try to open up that file just so they can scan it more thoroughly and see what's in there, see if it's malicious, see if it has any signatures or signs of malware. I forget exactly where I read that, but that kind of blew my mind. Is anytime you upload a zip file to any Microsoft product, Outlook, SharePoint, I don't know, Teams, anything Microsoft owns, they're going to run their word list and try to crack it and see what's inside. It's pretty invasive stuff. I'm not sure if Gmail or the other big guys in the industry do that as well. That's where EDRs come into play. So that's where endpoint detection and response comes into play. That's a good point. If you have this multi-million dollar like security enterprise and you're thwarted by like someone opening a phishing email, I don't know if that's the user's fault or maybe not implementing the products that you bought correctly. Maybe both. All right, so that's that one. Let's see what else they got. Click here. A lot of memes. No worries, I am an expert on hacking, and it's like a dinosaur answering the phone with glasses. And then he enters password. It looks like that's no good. ABC123, that's also no good. All right, I've checked everything. Your system is absolutely bulletproof. Okay, as silly, as cute as that can be, easy credentials, weak credentials, default usernames, default passwords, it's still a major threat in security and IT as a whole. There's a lot of devices, a lot of products, let's just say like a router that you buy. It does have an admin web panel that you can log into and config just for like your personal home router. A lot of times, those are still going to have the default manufacturer creds of admin or admin or admin in Motorola if you have a Motorola router, and most people don't change that. I've been kind of devious and kind of shady in the sense of I've logged into like family and friends routers without them knowing when I was like visiting. We've all done it. Don't look at me like that. We've all done it. So if you go to this website, zoom in here. Common weakness enumeration through MITRE, which is a big name in the security field. They have this list of the top 25 most dangerous software weaknesses, and they have them listed out here. So out of bounds writes, so things like buffer overflows or heap overflows or like integer overflows. And if we keep scrolling down, we can see some other things, improper input validation, right? That can lead to SQL injection or any kind of other cross-site scripting injection. But if we scroll down here to number 18, we can see use of hard-coded credentials. We can click here to expand on it. And it gives us a nice blurb, a nice description about using hard-coded credentials and just like weak credentials. We see here like these, related items, use of weak credentials, use of hard-coded passwords. So this is a very prevalent issue. This is like something that has been going on for many, many, many years. I don't really see it changing anytime soon. Just using the default factory installed credentials. Are people just using weak or easy to remember passwords in general? And I can't necessarily blame the users, right? Because if you're going to make them memorize all these different passwords, they're going to try to do something that's simple and easy, like the name of their company that they worked at and maybe the year. So like Amazon 2023, or they're going to use like the weather or like their dog. So they're going to use like these very easily memorized credentials. So if you know anything about the person or you do a little bit of social engineering, a little bit of research and stalking, you could easily piece together what their password might be. So that's kind of being mitigated a bit if you use multi-factor authentication, where like you have to enter a code from your phone or some other type of like authentication service. But yeah, overall passwords in general, they're kind of getting phased out a little bit. You see that in like Windows 10, Windows 11 at least on my personal laptop. It doesn't ask me for a password. I log in with like facial recognition software, and if that isn't available, I just use a PIN number. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Are passwords a thing of the past? Should passwords be like completely erased? Like what should we move forward in the year 2024? Because weak, easy credentials, it's a huge, huge avenue for attackers to use. Let's see some of the comments. It's all about company name and the year. See, we just said that. It's so bad, my old job used to be like this. This is because, for whatever reason, these passwords are still used, and more importantly, companies still allow passwords like this. So, companies can implement something called a password policy, which kind of forces the password to have some type of like preset complication levels. So, oh, it has to be this many capitalization letters, this many lowercase, it needs to have this many special characters, it needs to be this long in length, because longer passwords are harder to crack. One website I like to go through, I think it's called Password Monster. Yeah, Password Monster, password strength meter. So if we open this up, you can test the strength of your password. So if we do password, let me click on show passwords. You can actually see what it is. Oh, I spelled that completely wrong. Oh my God. Password. So this password is very weak, and it would take 0 seconds for any password cracker to crack this. So we've seen password crackers in some of the videos. I have a little video on John the Ripper, which is a very popular password cracking tool. So we see something like password instantaneously being cracked. And what do we mean by cracked? In the sense, if someone has the hash, like there's a database dump or some type of leak, and they're able to get these password hashes, and they run their password cracking software like John the Ripper or Hashcat with a pre-built word list like Roku.txt or Fast Track or any of these other built-in, easy-to-find password cracking utilities. You're not safe. So ABC123, also very simple, but if we add some type of complexity to it, I don't know. Let's just throw in some like arbitrary capitalization. Oh, this is terrible. This still would be cracked immediately. But if we use something like LastPass to do like this generate a password, something like this, something crazy, we see this is very strong. And that would take 11,000 trillion years. So no time soon is any password cracker going to crack this. But that's not something you're going to memorize. This isn't something you're going to memorize. It's just random junk. So some people recommend using like password phrases, like a horse, battery, basketball, I don't know, 1998, something crazy that doesn't really make any sense. Maybe throw in like an exclamation point. So you see that would take 19 years to crack. No password, no hacker, no attacker is going to crack this anytime soon, and they're not necessarily going to guess that anytime soon. So some people recommend using these password phrases instead of like these weird, generated passwords that like don't really mean anything symbolically. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Let's see what else they got going on. What's the third post? What is going on here? Okay. Looks to be I don't know what this is actually. Let's zoom in. I zoomed in too much. So we got a dude in the local coffee shop. He's got his laptop. He's got his cyber operations jacket on, MK Ultra 2.0, whatever that means. He's got his notebook. He has 3 laptops actually. I'm not sure what this is. Some type of I have no idea what this is. Some type of suitcase with a bunch of like screens and flashing lights. Whatever he's doing, he means business. He means business for sure. Walked into the coffee shop and saw this, I would just order my coffee and walk out. Ooh, that's super tiny. Let's see what the comments say about this. He's running IP config, probably. I'm breaking into the firewall of the Pentagon. Ping localhost. Steals nuclear launch codes. King of Pokemon no-go. Okay. I'm not clicking on this random YouTube link. I'm in. You have to say that anytime you do any type of like hacking operation. You have to say I'm in. Someone desperately hoping you ask what he's doing so he can tell you it's classified. The MK Ultra 2.0 on his jacket is the icing on the cake. If you're curious, check this out. Okay. So it's a real thing. Project MK Ultra was an illegal human experimentation program. Oh my goodness. Designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. That's crazy. I'm not going to read too much of that on YouTube. I don't want to get like attacked by the YouTube ninjas. Someone desperately seeking attention. Yeah, yeah. He's not being very subtle, is he? Yeah, this guy's saying, yeah, he's definitely running a packet capture, which just means he's probably trying to snoop or inspect the different traffic that's going on the network. Maybe signal analysis, but I don't see a waterfall or a window with any RF data. Still possibly. Many people do RF stuff with Wireshark. Cool. Let's mosey on. These were the top 3 comments. Yeah, we just saw this one. Is this guy hacking something? Is there a picture? What is this? So he's got the GPS display. He's got 2 iPhones. Oh my God, he has iPhones on the floor in the seats. I don't know what he's doing. Why does he have so many phones? That's a lot of money right there. I have little context. Found this posted in a Facebook group. Facebook has to be one of the most unreliable websites in human history. All the OP said was when they asked what he was up to, the guy drove off really quickly. Does anyone have any clue what the app is they were using and what it's used for? Can't really get a clear look at what these are. We can see the keyboard on the phone here. I don't know what website this is. Scroll down. I've seen similar setups several times in Uber driving scam rings. You'd have this guy triggering surge by opening the rider app at areas with highly concentrated long trips. Then you jump onto the driver app and profit. Okay. What was the top comment? I've seen similar setups in Uber driving scam rings. These are the most active countries. Not surprising. Cool. So that's enough of that. Let's now sort by most controversial. So on mobile, it's a little different. They have like a way to do it. Like here they have hot, new, top, and then rising. But I don't see anything for like controversial. But like I can go here and like the URL and I can just type /controversial that way. And that should populate it. Yeah, there we go. So I don't know why that feature is hidden. I don't know if it's a bug or they just don't want controversial posts being shown at all. But let's, instead of filtering it by today, let's filter it by this year. See what some of the most, I don't know, controversial posts of 2023 were. I have no idea what Reddit uses as a metric for what's controversial and what isn't. FYI. No, seriously, I solved deepfakes. I think deepfakes and whatnot and just like impersonation technology, it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep growing, especially with all this AI stuff, all this like voice generated software out there pretty much. I think it's not going anywhere anytime soon. I think it's just going to get more better, more accurate. Hermes was the first hacker. Hermes and all gods who represent the trickster archetype was the first hacker, the one who used his intelligence to achieve things, the one who outsmart you. This is a very poorly written post. The one who pursue knowledge, the thief, the society student. This is off topic, but I wonder if somebody have philosophic Tayo stuff about it. What's up? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and I think I lost brain cells just reading this. So we scroll down. What are you smoking, and where can I get some? You can get it on the Danknet. I think it's a brick to the head instead. Someone actually downvoted that. I thought it was funny. Prometheus should probably be the first. He stole the secret to fire and gave it to the people. That was straight up hacking. Yeah, I'm not sure what this dude was talking about, what he was going on about. Clearly, this title belongs to Loki. Let's see what else they got going on. Tell me the most exciting thing about being a hacker. So I'm curious what the comments will be. I know what my answer is. What is yours? What do you enjoy most about being a hacker or security researcher or just overall information security professional? I'm going to have a speech on hacking. It's fabulous to me and I'm really excited. Why is everything in lowercase? Hacking is not even a job to me. It's a philosophy, a view of life. It's just so amazing, and I would like to hear why hacking is amazing to you. The amount of paperwork and documentation. Yeah, it's no joke. I've been doing the CPTS penetration test exam from Hack the Box, like their certification, and the emphasis they put on like taking notes and writing documentation, it's a lot. It makes me consider like, damn, I want to do this? Like, just so much writing. But I guess you can't avoid that in most career fields in corporate America. There's always going to be some type of report or some type of documentation that you need to elicit and give to somebody else. Don't forget the status calls, twice daily stand ups. Spending 40 hours to test an API for vulnerabilities that you know the customer isn't going to fix since you're only hiring you for compliance reasons. Yeah, you hear that a lot in like the pen testing rings and the pen testing scene. Like, you spent all this time finding all these vulnerabilities, all these like ways the company can be easily exploited and they can lose money and lose credibility in the long run. But they don't really care. They're just going to sweep it under the rug, keep making it, just keep delaying it essentially. Just because security is an afterthought. I feel like availability and convenience will always be a company's priority on top of security. Security isn't really something they care about until crap hits the fan essentially. And they really only do it for compliance reasons because they're legally obligated to. So far, no one's really talking about what their favorite things are. It's a lot of kind of backhanded goofballness, the best way to put it. Everyone's kind of just being sarcastic and dry. But we're on Reddit. What did you expect? Did you expect anything else? Getting all the hot chicks. Yeah. There's nothing that gets hot chicks like sitting in front of your computer for hours on end looking at small code and terminal screens. Sarcastic answer, getting paid to find flaws in products. That seems pretty cool. I don't know why that's sarcastic. Real answer, solving puzzles. It's nothing like you see in TV or movies. There's a lot of tedium to the job, and you get really good at explaining findings and summarizing reports. But that solving the puzzle part, that never gets old. I 100% agree. That's why I like doing these capture the flag challenges for you guys and these walkthroughs. It's just fun solving the challenges, and I especially love when you guys give me tips and tidbits and tricks in the comments below on how I can do it differently or ways and syntax that maybe I just didn't think of. When you get authentication on your remote secure shell service, so remote login, right? When you finally breach that system and you get in and you get your shell, it's fun to break things. You get to tell people everything they did wrong without them getting annoyed at you. Always wearing a hoodie. That's true. Let's see what else they got going on. Let's do a few more posts. I know this video is getting kind of long. Must you be terminally online? Notice like these posts have like no upvotes. They have no love. It's kind of sad. And I'm not going to be the first to give it an upvote. So, must you be terminally online? I love technology and computers. Have loved them since I was born, feels like. Straight out of the womb, this guy loved his video games. And he loved his computer, and he loved his technology, and loved his TV. Straight from birth. But I also love people and social interaction. I know obviously you spend more time on a computer than lots of people. But I'm not trying to become the antisocial Discord user, Staying up to date on computer news and constantly improving your skills is one thing. Having your life completely revolve around computers is another. I wonder if that was the whole post, because then afterwards he comes back and he rethinks things and he doesn't edit. I guess I'm getting hate for asking a question, laugh out loud, double question mark. To clarify, I'm a senior in high school, trying to discover future careers and whatnot. Also, I may have phrased that question wrong. Wasn't trying to call anyone terminally online. Laugh my freaking butt off, oh. I was basically just asking how much time you put into cybersecurity and if it's allows for a life outside of it. So basically saying, hey nerds, hey geeks, hey losers, I know you're on the computer all the time, 25 hours a day, but do you have any time to touch grass, see the sunlight, hang out with your friends, have a social life? So I guess that is kind of like the stereotype of being a hacker or being in technology or IT and programming in general. You're just a dude in your mother's basement who never sees the light of day. There's actually like a meme where it's like, oh, you need to go outside and touch grass, and it's like, well, this is the grass I touch, and it's like the Windows XP wallpaper, or is it like, yeah, this, like, yeah, this is the grass I touch. If any of you are old enough to remember this background, that brings back some memories. Like, this is the grass that I touch. This is the air I breathe. But yeah, of course, like any profession, you're going to have work-life balance. You're going to need to be in front of a computer, maybe for hours on end, studying, doing research. And you're also going to need to make time for families, friends, food, fitness, drinking water, all that stuff. So I guess that's what he's asking. That's probably why it doesn't have any votes. You don't have to be terminally online. There are more, I guess, careers in cybersecurity that are focused on being in the computer all the time, right? So if you're trying to do any type of malware development, any type of exploit writing, any type of maybe penetration testing, anything like super technical, reverse engineering, yeah, you're probably going to be in front of the computer doing your thing, reading research, watching videos, staying up to date. But there's also jobs like governance, risk, and compliance, being a CISO. Even when you're doing penetration testing, there's times where you need to be in front of people in meetings and presenting slides and presenting your report. So you're not in front of the computer 25/8, like this guy makes it sound to be. There is like definitely human interaction with your coworkers and presenting your findings to other people. Reject society. Become a Linux user. That's true. Just become a Linux user and tell everyone that you use Arch. His username is I use this for tech Q&A. Historical Cry 2517 says I use Arch. See, that's how you know someone is an Arch user. Arch is just a flavor of Linux. I've used it before. It's fine. It's just Linux. I mean, people get so touchy about their distributions, but yeah, is the Arch people are kind of like the vegans of the world. Someone's a vegan because they always tell you, unasked. They just tell you that they're a vegan, by the way. And that's how it is on Arch. Continuing on, let's see what else. Having your life completely revolve around a computer is another. Bro, you don't just get into cybersecurity for the sake of getting money. It's a heavily involved field that kind of requires for you to at least have a hobby in it. It's like asking pilots, gosh, why do you talk about planes so much? Yeah, I guess I can see that. You should be passionate about the career that you are in. Everyone's different. Some people are in it solely for the money, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Cybersecurity is a very lucrative field. So if you're in here just for the money, just for the cash, more power to you. You don't have to love it. You don't have to make videos or blogs about it. I understand that part. I have no idea what his username is. But this is the original poster who made this thread. I understand that part. I already said I've been into tech since day one. And I don't know, being into tech or just liking computers, that's not really enough to like survive in IT or survive in cybersecurity. I know that firsthand. Like, I thought I wanted to be like a software developer. I thought I wanted to make applications and games because I like computers. I like video games. I'm like, this is what I want to do. And then I went to college to learn computer science. And I'm like, this stuff is very difficult and it's a lot of math. So it wasn't necessarily for me. So I kind of found that fine line. I found that balance in cybersecurity because it is technical, but it's not as, I guess, computational heavy or not as math heavy as computer science is. And I still like programming, but I think I found that I like scripting even more. So whipping up something quick in Bash or Python, I like that a lot more than writing a full-fledged application in like C or C++ or Java. So I was just asking how demanding it is, and I'm going to lose all social skills. I know it sounds ridiculous. I was just asking though. You're going to lose what you don't maintain. Cybersecurity requires better social skills than most jobs. Social engineering is literally the ability to be more socially intelligent than other people to use them as a security vulnerability. That's a very nice way to put it. That's a very eloquent way to describe social engineering. Social engineering is essentially just lying. It really is. You know, you don't need to write a poem about it. It really is just lying to people and being a good liar. So if you're good at lying and it doesn't kind of mess with your head, you know, you might have a career. Well, what's your point? Most jobs in all sectors now involve sitting in front of a screen these days. That is just what technology does. Let's read a few more before we start wrapping up. Okay, question mark. I think people are thinking I'm calling them terminally online. I wasn't. Dude, the name of your post, the title is Must You Be Terminally Online? Of course people are going to take this the wrong way, and you're kind of accusing them of not having any social skills or human interaction outside of people on Discord and Reddit. I think people are thinking I'm calling them terminally online. I wasn't. Nothing against it if you are. It's just not for me personally. I'm fine with being on a computer for extended periods of time. I was asking on people's experience in the field and like how much time they put into it, and if it allows for a life outside cybersecurity. My bad on not phrasing it right. Yeah, I know he's just in high school. Maybe his worldview isn't that broad, but yeah, you're gonna be in front of a computer for like most corporate jobs that you work, period, whether it's tech related or not. I think you're equating what you see in movies and TV shows to be the norm. If you've ever seen Mr. Robot, top-notch hacking show in my opinion, yeah, he's on the computer all the time, but he's like an obsessive maniac. But that's not how most people are. You can lead a normal life just like any other career. Some jobs do suck, those especially entry-level ones, and you may have to do on call and stuff. As a pen tester consultant, I never work more than 40 hours a week. Oh, that's cool. And voluntarily study here and there when I want so I can keep progressing. Let's end on this one. This one actually has a single upvote, so it must be good. Can I legally hack illegal sites on the dark web? I'm wondering if it's legal to perform a hack on an illegal website. So things like substances, passport sites on Tor. This was asked the other day. The answer is no. Hacking is an illegal site. Or hacking an illegal site is illegal for the same reason that breaking into a thief's home is illegal. So, okay. What if I'm wearing a white hat? That might change a few things. The color of your hat or the color of your hoodie, that might change whether or not something is legal or not. Isn't this like asking, can I steal something that's already been stolen and keep it? So the OP responded, but there's no text, there's no message. I don't know if the subreddit deleted it. I don't know. It's not there. Technically, it's not legal. I feel like the sentence should end there. Technically, it's not legal. You know, what more do you have to say? The answer is no, don't do it. Still no. Here we go. Legally, no. With law enforcement care, probably not. Unless it interferes with their own operation. Cool. So I think that's absolutely enough Reddit for tonight. Thank you all for sitting through this, suffering through this with me. I know it's not typically what we do on this channel. It's a lot more capture the flag and like technical walkthroughs and demonstrations. But I thought it'd be cool, kind of end of the year, kind of a little wrap up, see what Reddit has to offer. So there is our hacking. That's what we looked at. There's also hacking tutorials. There's also cybersecurity. There's also InfoSec. So as much as I kind of clown on Reddit, rightfully so, there is a lot of good information and good resources on there on Reddit and Twitter. So if you like stuff like this, maybe I'll intermix some of this stuff in with the other technical nonsense that I post online. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you guys for sticking with me for this year. We breached 1,000 subscribers. So that's super, super awesome. I have a lot of plans for the channel for this next year, all of which that I'm not going to share just to keep it a secret, just to keep it a bit of a mystery, to keep you guys coming back for more. But yeah, it's been awesome. It's been a pleasure. It's been a treat hanging out with you guys, posting videos. So as always, I hope you guys have a great, great end of 2023. As always, take it easy and see you guys in the next video.